Hey guys, Richard Cooper. In this video, you're going to learn about the origins of total debt freedom. Going back 20 years, there was two guys that sat behind me at a collection agency yelling so loud that spit hit me in the back of the neck. Stay tuned for the whole story. Hey guys, so for me it all started when I had just returned back to Canada in my early 20s from living in the United Kingdom for a short while, and I was looking for work. And a friend of mine had a job at a collection agency and he said, hey, they're hiring, you should apply. So I did. They took me on, they trained me, and they plopped me down in front of these two guys that were about 15 years my senior and had plenty of collection experience. And by all measurements on the whiteboard where they would track the performance of people, they were the highest performing people. And they did it by yelling and screaming at people all day long to the point where spit would hit me in the back of the neck. So I knew that I wanted to work in an office space. I wanted to work in an office environment, but I didn't like that environment. I didn't like how that felt. I didn't want to yell and scream at people all day long. I tried the way that they did it and it did work. It was successful, but I quickly learned that selling rather than telling is a better way to convince people or motivate them to change their behavior. So I ended up getting promoted. I trained people how to use the techniques that I adopted. To this day, I still get thanks from those that I had trained and worked with in the past, but it still wasn't for me. I wasn't happy there. Fast forward a number of years to 2003. I was a branch manager of one of Toronto's largest collection agencies. We did over $225,000 a month in collections. I had a number of people working under me, and I had touched every portfolio by that time, meaning student loans, banks, sundry, overdraft, car loans, commercial products. Pretty much any creditor in Canada that would issue credit, I had managed that department. And I had a boss, my vice president, that I had reported to, and he was very abrasive, rude. He was a tough guy. He was a really, really tough guy. He was the kind of guy that had a tough childhood. His father committed suicide. He was really rough around the edges. And we would have confrontations. One day he had asked me for a report, which I provided, and I started to discuss the results with him, and he started yelling and screaming at me. And I just looked at him and I said, if you keep that up, I'm going to throw you and your desk out the window. You're being really rude. And that wasn't the best strategy for me at the time. I realized then that people get hired for their resume and their talent, but they get fired because of fit. So fast forward a few months later, when corporate head office decided to cut some people, guess who got the chop on the management level? The Office Defenestrator. By the way, defenestration is the dictionary term for throwing somebody out the window. So several months after that incident, I became known as the Office Defenestrator. Anyway, took the package, went home, got some solicitation calls from other people that wanted to hire me to fix their collection agencies. And I knew that I didn't want to do that. I wanted to stay well away out of that business. And I thought for me it was time that I became an entrepreneur and started up my own business. Now, thankfully, I had started keeping a journal and I made notes of business ideas that I would have, ways that I could add value and fix opportunities that I saw in the space that I worked in, but I wasn't sure how to execute it. And it lit up for me one day when I was filing my taxes with my accountant a few months later, and he said to me, look, I'm just getting in the mortgage business. I've got a guy that I'm trying to arrange financing for. He has $50,000 in credit card debt, but I can only get him a second mortgage for $30,000 and I can't make the deal fit. What do I do? And he slides over the credit report. So I pick it up and I look at it. It's in pretty bad shape. I made some mental notes and I said, here you go. Why don't you just settle it and make the deal fit? And settling it meant basically negotiating a deal with the credit card companies or the collection agencies to reduce the balance, to accept a lump sum as a payout, and then use the proceeds of the mortgage financing to pay that out. So it really became a win-win-win for everybody. So I did that. It took a few weeks. I got paid, and I thought to myself, wow, I could really make a business out of this. I like this a lot better than collections. I'm in control. I think I can build this out. So I did. And that's how Total Debt Freedom became. It's gone through a tremendous transformation over the years, as a matter of fact. We've got one of the best office cultures in the city. It's recognized as one of the best places to work. We treat people very well so they can treat our clients very well. I think it's really important to mention that I'm very proud that we've saved people over $1 million in debt using this program and helped a few thousand people now. So if you're struggling with credit card debt and you're not sure where to go, the program that we offer is debt negotiation. Is the only program in Canada that advocates only for the consumer. And what that means is when you pay us to act for you, we're only acting for you, not the credit card companies or the collection agencies. Now, bankruptcy trustees that do bankruptcy or consumer proposals can't say that, neither can credit counselors. There are other options like debt consolidation loans. So when you call us, we're going to take a look at all the options with you for your specific scenario, and then we'll make a recommendation based on what might work best for you. And quite often, in fact, 9 out of 10 times, it's not our solution, and we'll point you off in the right direction. So I hope that sheds a little bit of light onto who I am and what the company is all about and its origin. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me at ceo@totaldebtfreedom.ca. I'm on Twitter, Rich_Cooper. I hope to talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Ciao.